Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Monday. I have some research to share today, but first, let's review Friday. Here's a picture of the odd sheet as it stood near the close on Friday. As you can quickly see, with none of the averages highlighted in either green or orange, none of the minimum criteria were met for a long or short trade. But things were actually a bit more interesting than the odd sheet appears, and I came very close to taking a short trade. ES last traded at 1544.5 on Friday. If it had reached 1546, that would have changed price action odds enough that the minimum short criteria would have been met. Additionally, there were 3 studies identified by the Edge Finder that suggested bearish implications. I reviewed these in the trade room, and 2 of them were quite compelling. So as I indicated in the trade room, and on the trade discussion page, I planned to go short on a close of 1546 or higher. We did not quite get there, and so I was not filled on my trade. While some others in the trade room did feel evidence compelling enough to take a short trade, it just wasn't quite there for me. So let's take a look and see how the night played out. Futures gapped down some when they opened Sunday evening, but they didn't do much after that. A lot of sideways action overnight resulted in a 0.75 point gap down on Monday. So aggressive traders would have made some money, but I did not miss out on much with my conservative approach. Since the gap down this morning, ES has fought back and is now trading up on the day. Sometimes it can be interesting to combine seasonality with price action. For today's test, I decided to look at all other times since 2000 that ES closed at a 50-day high on a Monday. Here are those results. Only 22 of the 78 instances have gapped up on Tuesday, and with winners and losers roughly the same size, the stats all point to a downside edge. But let's also look at the profit curve. We see here a strong, steady decline for most of the curve, but since late 2010, the downside overnight tendency has not really played out. It has instead been a time of sideways chop. I still think this study seems to favor the downside, but certainly the implications of closing a 50-day high on a Monday are not as dire as they once appeared. That's all for today. Thanks for listening, and rest easy.